Hey y'all, Nurse Abalori here. This is my second attempt at recording this video. The house has been loud today. I don't know what is going on, but it's been extremely loud. But nonetheless, I have made it. I am here and hopefully I can get through recording this video. Again, welcome to Nurse Abalori Budgets. If you don't know me or you are new to me, I am Nurse Abalori, and on this channel we are talking about my budgeting journey, my debt-free journey, and how I am trying to get out of debt by simply relying on my faith. And under the umbrella of 1720 faith, it basically says if you have faith, you can move mountains. All you need is faith of a mustard seed, and you can do anything with God in front of you, on the side of you, and behind you. But again, I am Nurse Abalori, and today we are going to be talking about budgeting for July and just some things that I learned in my budgeting journey over the last almost year to be exact, to getting out of debt, trying to stay out of debt, maneuvering, working part-time PR, and just we're gonna be talking about a gambit of things in this July's budget / debt-free journey haul. So stay with me. And welcome back. Again, Nurse Abalori here, and today we are talking about my July's budget. If you are watching me and you are now seeing this, if you've gone through my last couple videos, you know that I have been in a debt-free journey for almost a year. Well, no, it's been a year. And so I decided that when I became a single mom, I went through separation, divorce, whatever you want to call it, and I was left pretty much holding a lot of the debt. But since then, I have been trying to devise a plan to get out of debt and to stay out of debt. And debt-free journey looks different for everybody. For me, currently, right here in this season, my debt freedom is only having my mortgage and my student loans. That is it. I don't plan on having any other kinds of debt. And if I do incur debt, I want to hurry up and quickly pay it off, because I don't want to be heavy laden just in debt alone. And coming from being a single mom who is working multiple jobs as well as maintaining a home, taking care of a middle schooler as well as a kid in college, it's very taxing on me to always try to remain 5 steps ahead of where I want to be or where I currently am. And it hasn't been easy. It definitely has taken a lot of willpower, a lot of prayer, a lot of scripture, a lot of reading, and a lot of just entrusting in God to get me through this journey. And trust me, there have been days where I have absolutely been at my wit's end, just because I'm like, Lord, what are you trying to tell me that I am not getting in this debt-free journey? But however, I am going to get it, and I think that I pretty much got it. I wouldn't say I'm 99% sure, but I am like pretty much 99.9% sure that I am getting what He is instilling in me to get out of debt and to be in this debt-free journey. But today we are going to be talking about July's budget. And so I went on and took the liberty. This is going to be more of a sit down video, and we're going to be talking about my debts and what I am looking to pay for, or what is due for the month of July. Now keep in mind, my debts are a little bit higher than probably most, because one, I do own a home, and sometimes my monthly bills kind of are typically a month behind, because I'm always playing catch up with something. Something is always happening where I need to not pay a bill, or pay a bill a little bit later than what I initially want to pay by the due date. So for the last month, the biggest thing that has happened in me getting out of debt is I purchased a car for my son 2 years ago. It was designed to get him through college. Well, here it is, the month of June. The car went up. The car warranty place will not honor the warranty, will not repair the car, and so we were stuck with the car that ultimately, it had engine issues. The engine went out and it basically won't be fixed, and it costs too much money to get fixed. So in my debt-free journey, that was a debt that I was looking to pay off towards the end of next year, and I was on track to do that. But however, due to unforeseen circumstances, I actually called the people and told them to come and get the car, and whatever they do with the car, I will pay the balance off, whatever the case may be. But in the interim, I am going to go ahead and find my son a car that we can purchase right out, and we will not have a payment. Unfortunately, I bit the bullet, and I believe that if I had bought the car warranty ahead of time, well, I purchased the car warranty when I purchased the car. I was under the assumption, I was presented with the assumption that if anything goes wrong with the car, Max Care would honor the warranty, not realizing that Max Care isn't a warranty in itself. They work with a third-party company, Assurant, and Assurant is the one who denied the claims, and ultimately the car won't be fixed. I have tried going through several avenues, but they will not honor the warranty for the car, and thus I am very saddened. I've wrote a long, complaint letter to them, but voicing my feelings toward this whole process, and that they sold something that they knew that they were not going to honor. And so fast forward today, it is now July 3rd. You guys are going to see this video in real time as it's happening, as I'm talking. It is not going to be behind. I am going to video it today and post it today, July 3rd. So as I've come full circle with July, I have put that debt aside. I am not thinking about it anymore. I already have a plan for what's going to happen, what we're going to do. And in the meantime, I'm going to focus my energies on what I can do now in terms of my finances, and just letting God handle it. Let God doing whatever He's choosing to do, because at the end of the day, it is now beyond me that this repair company will not honor it, and so I am choosing to give it to God, and wherever the chips fall, then that is where it's going to be. I am not going to consume myself or give myself a headache, take away my peace of mind for something material. And worst case scenario, worst comes to worst, I could either choose to pay the car back, or, I hate to say it, go ahead and file bankruptcy as an alternative to getting rid of this debt. That is not something that I want to do, nor is it something that I'm looking forward to doing. But again, that's always in the back of my mind. That's always an alternative. And if anybody has any other suggestions or what I could possibly do, please feel free to let me know. Comment below. If this has ever happened to you with the car and the car warranty, what did you do, or what were you not able to do? Were you able to get your car fixed, or did you have to do like I did, bite the bullet and just kind of let the chips fall where they fall? But for today, we are going to be talking about my July's finances, and I'm going to go over those very quickly because I don't want this video to be long. So we do have my mortgage, and I'm not going to disclose the amount of money because, again, I think that's personal. I don't think everybody, I mean, if you feel free to, if you like to share your mortgage or your rent, then that is perfectly fine. However, for me, I am not. So Dominion Power, so my gas electric is split up into two bills. Dominion Power is my electric bill, and Columbia Gas is obviously my gas bill. Dominion Power current balance is $406, and that's because, again, I owe for the month of June and July. Columbia Gas $306, again, I owe for the month of June and July. HRSD is my water company, so I owe for June and July $390.62. Home Shield is my warranty company for things that happen in my house, like such as I had to call them 2 months ago to fix my washer, and they just sent me out a check to replace, well, rather a gift card to go ahead and replace it. That's what I'm going to do. I actually need to have my washer and dryer replaced because I know that my dryer isn't heating as well as it should. I have to run the cycle twice for my clothes to get dry, which is a good thing because honestly, I was thinking about what am I going to do. I'm going to have a brand new washer and an old dryer, and now it's kind of coming full circle where I'm going to have to purchase both. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the gift card, and I'm probably going to call them to have them come out, but to me, I think it'll be null and void. I'm just going to go ahead and probably purchase a new washer and dryer flat out, because I have had this washer and dryer for about 10 years. So Home Shield is $40. Again, that's my warranty company. Vivid is my alarm system, and that is $196, and I actually owe for 3 months. I just be forgetting about paying this bill, but I'm going to go ahead and pay it off. Fios is my internet company. I did have internet, phone, and cable. Now I just have internet. I don't have the phone, and I don't have the cable, which I just keep it. That's $95, and I do have a few built-in things into that warranty, and into Fios, that makes it kind of a little bit higher, and that's because I have the home protection. So typically, if anything goes wrong with any piece of electrical equipment or something in my home, I can call Fios and possibly file a claim or see if they can help me with that. I did have to call them about a month and a half ago, because we had a storm here, and the storm, one of the branches came off the tree and it actually hit my internet box, and so my internet box was hanging off. So I called them. They happily came out, replaced it, fixed it with no charge, and I was happy about that. So that's Fios. YouTube TV, obviously I don't have cable TV. I don't really watch traditional TV, but I do watch soap stories, a couple other things that I typically would watch on cable. I can get that on YouTube TV. So that's $82.99 a month. And then I have a home, and I have to pay somebody to cut my grass or cut it myself. I typically do not cut it myself because I have horrible allergies, and I just feel like a woman shouldn't have to cut the grass. So I do pay my neighbor, he owns a lawn company, $75 to mow my lawn. Pretty much he does it every other week, or I just pretty much call him and say, hey, can you give me a cut when you get a chance? And he typically will. So he just actually cut my grass this past weekend, so that was $75. Then it is my cell service. My cell service is a little bit high because I have 3 lines. Unfortunately, I had to bring my son over to my line. He was with his dad, but his dad wasn't paying his bill or something of the sort. His phone was off, so I went on and brought him over to my line, and thus my bill is a little bit higher. I'm going to call them now to see what can I do to get this down. I know part of it is high because my dad is out the country, and I typically just go ahead and dial straight through when talking to him. But because I don't talk to him as much anymore, because I let him know that this bill is astronomical, we kind of take turns calling each other, and so I'm going to see if that'll make a difference. Geico. So I went in today, and I actually took my son's car off the car insurance. I was paying like $176 or $156, I think it was. And now I just have my car on there, so it dramatically has been cut in half from what it was. So now without that extra car, and I actually took him off as well. He is sort of kind of buried under me for all aspects of insurance. So with my insurance, anyone 21 and over can drive my car, and if something happens, it is insured. So until we get him a car, or I'll just add the car and just keep him as a driver, I'm trying to keep that as low as possible. And I do have what they consider full coverage. Capital One Auto, you guys, is $104. Oh, I don't know what Geico is yet because I just took the car off, so it's got to reconfigure the calculations. But I think it might be about $100. If it's saying that my 6-month premium is like $654 or something like that, then that must mean that it's probably going to be maybe around $100 mark, which is great for me, because when we had both cars on there and both of us as a driver, I was literally paying almost $400 a month. So I'm happy about that. So Capital One Auto is an auto that I helped my ex get. I co-signed for him. He did not honor it. The van stopped working. He went out and purchased another car without me knowing, and did not tell me, did not trade the van in, and thus, because I was the co-signer on it, which I absolutely knew better, I was just trying to help him. with him getting back and forth to work, he had just gotten a job, so he was trying to, you know, do some other things. Unfortunately, I had to eat the cost of that. I did work out a plan with them that it won't show up as a voluntary repossession. It'll just show up as not account closed. It's going to show up, I guess there was a payment arrangement, I forgot what it's called, but it's fine. That is now down to, from I think $1,200, that is now down to $600. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can go ahead and pay that off and be done. Capital One itself, I have a credit card, and that for the month is $203, and that is fine with me. Gerber Life, I have 2 Gerber insurance policies. Both of them are $40 a piece, so that's $80 in total. I'm okay with that. I have 2 Credit One cards. These are my credit cards, and one I owe $148 and the other one I owe $85. I'm okay with that. You guys, my balances, because I'll go into it in a little bit. And then last but not least is the city of Chesapeake. Is a red light. I thought I stopped, but apparently I didn't. So that is $80. Dominion toll, I had to go through a toll one day. That's $3.48. The Jordan Bridge is $16.90. That is actually a toll that my son had that he now has to pay me for in the story. And then I owe the state in taxes. Obviously, they did not take enough taxes out of me for the state, and I owe $572.29. I am okay with currently where I am in budgeting and paying my bills, because I don't have a hefty car insurance anymore. The son's car that I had would have been paid for at the end of. We're gonna go ahead and just capitalize on keeping the money and putting that someplace else. So that is my strategy going forward, is the money that I normally would have paid for his car payment, I'm actually going to allocate that to other bills, and I am perfectly fine with that, because this will help me pay off things a lot quicker. And so this is where I am in my July's budgeting. I hope you guys are doing well with your budgeting, but for me, I did not include the actual balances of all of my debts. So my Capital One specifically, and my Capital Ones, and then as well as my Credit One bank, those are like outstanding debts that I consider part of definitely being in the debt-free journey. So I did not include the totals. I'm actually going to look up the totals and tell you guys what they are, and we are going to go through it, and then again I'm going to devise another plan for the month of July and August to beef up and get out of debt. I kind of been slacking, you guys, just because it has already been a stressful year, and I'm doing everything on my own, and it's kind of just, I had taken some time off of work just to kind of recoup, because I have been working so much that I just took some time off, so that kind of threw me back for a little bit. But if you go over to my other channel, Nurse Abalori, we were talking about this, that God demands us to rest. He tells us we need to rest. And because I have been going so hard with working and paying off bills, I decided to just kind of not schedule myself as much, take the rest that I need, and just kind of enjoy the summer without burying myself in work 24/7, because you guys know, as a nurse, it is grueling. It is can be taxing on your body, and plus I am a nurse, I typically work at night, so we all know that, you know, being up all night is not how God designed us to be. And so I am learning to lean, I am learning to capitalize and harness on the faith of a mustard seed. God doesn't require us to have a lot of faith. He requires us to have a minuscule, tiny amount of faith in Him. Faith of a mustard seed. If you've ever seen a mustard seed, you know what I'm talking about. But with that being said, I am going to be talking about a few other things, specifically my savings, my 401ks, what I am planning on doing with that, funding those. So yeah, the month of July is going to be pretty busy with me kind of giving you guys a glimpse of my thoughts and how you can capitalize on investing in savings, and yeah, all of those good things. And so the next video, you guys, that's coming out is going to be the roundup of my trip in DC. I took a trip in DC in May, about 2 months ago, about a month and a half ago, to a Black women's investment brunch, and I'm going to be bringing you guys the last part of that video. And I was there for 3 days. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I'm definitely a big part of the investment journey. And yeah, just a lot of things coming down the pipe for the month of July. So until the next video, please share, please comment, please subscribe, and please know that I am in this journey with you. If you are also getting out of debt free, please comment below and let's see how we can get in and be in this journey together. So until the next time, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.